Hello.
Hello.
How is everybody doing?
Great.
Another week has gone by,
Another week.
and we're at episode 28.
We sure are. Look at that. Incubation, the rundown, and maybe some tips. We shall see. All right. Should we roll that beautiful bean for footage?
Yeah, go for it. Like, share, subscribe, folks.
Hit the notification bell. Tell your friends. Comment. All the fun stuff. How was your week?
Busy. Had a clutch drop to hatch. Busy at work. Kids are back at school. Wife is sick. Um, it's been a busy week.
Yeah.
Uh, and go to a concert tomorrow. That'll be fun.
What concert?
What's that?
What concert?
Going to Red Rocks to see the Pixies. Taking my
Nice.
daughter.
Nice.
We are up another 1,550 animals on Morph Market.
Oh, wow.
Bringing the total to we are down about 2,750 over the last. I have 27 or 26 weeks here, but we're on episode 28 and we missed a few, so I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be about 30 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, lot of stuff getting posted. A lot of hatchlings and a lot of proven breeders that people are cycling out. We'll see though if
Yeah.
overall we're in a negative when we hit week 52.
Yeah. We're halfway there.
So we're also hitting the second half of the year, and at least us Denver folk, we have through probably October to get rid of snakes.
Mm-hmm.
At least with local shows, and then we have shipping for maybe another month before it gets a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
A little harder to get stuff out, but yeah. What about you, Trevor? How was your week?
My week was pretty good. I been trying to go down a dog for a while, and somehow I went up a dog. So that happens. Picked up a 11-month-old Roman Rottweiler puppy girl. She's not so much a puppy anymore. She's a big girl, but she's absolutely awesome. And I was looking for another Rottweiler since my big guy passed away last year. So she's been fun getting to know her, and she's a real sweetheart. Um, the rodents are loving the new room. They have doubled production, so I am swimming in rodents now. Apparently, they like the temperature consistency. And so that's nice. The new automated watering system is working great, and I have yet to have a basement pool added to the house, but we will see what happens in the long run. I caught 2 ovulations this week. I've seen a couple of pre-laced sheds, which are nice, and I'm going to go ahead and start pairing tonight. I usually wait till October 1st to do the first round of pairings, but I have girls that look like they are ready, and I have not had time to do any ultrasounding recently. So I'm just going to go ahead and start pairing because why
Awesome.
not? Why not?
Like the good old days before the ultrasound.
Yeah, right. um, I won an amazing auction. Uh, amazing auction. And I had one of my auctions sell, so that's nice. I won a 1.2 of double het paint clowns, so I'm looking forward to getting them on Wednesday. And then on Tuesday night, I'll be sending out a few snakes as well. So some go out, some come in. It'll be good times. Good times. What else is happening?
Something I forgot. I was on Proper Royals on Tuesday.
Oh, you were? Yes. How was that experience?
That was good. Adam wanted to talk about game theory and about AI. And we talked about game theory and never got to AI. And I believe I will be back on later this month to talk about AI.
That's awesome.
So had a good time. I like Adam. I've met him a few times when he's come out for the AARPE. Definitely the Venn diagram of overlap of interests and experience. Adam's probably one of the people that I overlap a lot with, having worked in high volume restaurants, MMU, into ball pythons.
Mm-hmm.
So good talking to him. I know today he got his Instagram account banned, or he's appealing it, but don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it, like, again, because I'm in music as well. I watch a lot of content for music creators, and basically a lot of music creators are getting strikes on their accounts because of playing music. However, there is, there's a fair use law. Like if you're reviewing something, using something for educational purposes, you should be able to use it without getting the strike. But because a lot of these companies use automation and AI to scrub through and report people, and YouTube's system is automated as well. So if you report somebody, there's no onus on you to prove that you own the thing or anything. They just tell the person to take the video down. So there's also been some weird shit where somebody doesn't own a piece of material, they just claim it, and then the person gets a strike because they don't check. It's so stupid. I just feel like the reporting system shouldn't be automated. I know they're trying to save on customer support costs, but like if you're going to take somebody's livelihood away, that portion should not be automated. It should be like, okay, let's check this. And like, fair use is a pretty common thing. It's kind of, satire. The reason why South Park gets away with what it gets away with without getting sued, right?
Right.
Or Saturday Night Live or any other of those comedy shows. It's satire. It's fair use. So anyway, just interesting to see what's going on.
That's pretty sad for Adam. Hopefully he wins the appeal, because that'd be pretty detrimental.
Yep.
A couple quick shout outs. We got over on YouTube, we got Keith and Chase. And then over on Instagram, we got Double K, Black Snow, TRR, Angel, Red Dragon, Bash Coder, Creator, quite a few over there too. Anybody watching over on Instagram, if you didn't know this, there's about a 10-second delay from Instagram to YouTube. So if you want to jump over onto YouTube, you get it in real time, just to let you guys know. So,
hey, everybody out on Instagram.
Don't report us. All right. So,
talk about incubation.
Let's start off with the specials of the week.
Oh shit! Yeah,
go for it.
All right. So I have a girl. It's about 150 grams, and it's a fire double het dreamsicle.
She's birdie.
$2 plus shipping, and I actually have two of these.
What is it?
What's that?
How much is it? How much is she?
$100 plus shipping.
$100 plus shipping. There you go.
And I actually have two of them.
Ah,
This one I believe is 145 grams, and the other is 155 grams.
okay.
But I have two female fire double het dreamsicles. So hit me up if you are interested.
Hit him up on
The weather is good in Denver.
Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. I have a male. Is this going to let me do it? Male Mocha Arroyo. He is pretty awesome looking. If this thing shows up, lets me do it. kind of not going to let me do it. Maybe. If you guys don't know much about Mocha, it's another bell complex gene. So if you put two Mochas together, you get a white snake. And Arroyo is a incomplete dominant. There is a super Arroyo. I believe they call it the Rio. I forget what it's called. But Arroyo is a pretty fun gene to work with as well. I have a few of them, so I can let him go because I don't need more bell gene complex guys. So he's also $100 plus shipping as well. If you want better pictures of him, reach out. Our specials run from this week to next week's episode. So reach out.
Yep.
Sweet.
Actually, a couple other small little things. The free AI tool that I put out, I updated data this morning. So there's 3 sets of data up there from 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 2 weeks, or today, 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
There you go.
I also updated the scraper that I made to better handle collections, and specifically a mixed result for the sex. So that should be accounted for too. So you can ask it to exclude anything with mixed or unknown sex, and it will not give you collections or anything unknown. I am still working on re-architecting the instructions for the custom GPT because it is a big, what I would call a refactor in the way I handle everything, where I was handling it right in the instructions field for the custom GPT, but I am moving it out of that and into individual text files. That way I can update specific components as I need to, and as I find bugs. So that is still in progress. Hopefully, fingers crossed, by next week I should have that updated. And yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Incubation.
I have one more thing.
Oh, shit.
One more thing. I would like to introduce you all to theballabs.com. This is the new website. There's going to be animals for sale, a lot of information about breeding and keeping and breeder underground and a lot of different stuff on there. So feel free to check out theballabs.com. It is very preliminary right now. I had them build the base of the site, and then I've done some changes so far, and I have a lot more to do. But it's up, and you can purchase animals right from the site. Add it to your cart, and go ahead and pay, and it's pay through PayPal. So, and then we will work out shipping and all that kind of good stuff as well. So,
Sweet.
there's some animals on there, and I'll start loading some more, and there's filters and all kinds of good stuff. So, theballlabs.com.
Awesome.
Sweet. Incubation.
Congrats. That's on my to-do list too, is to build a website.
There you go.
Got too much shit going on.
Right? I understand. That is life. That is life. All right, so talking about incubation.
We are.
The rundown. I have an outline of stuff to talk about, so we can run through some things. Then, yeah. If you have never incubated ball python eggs before, they are pretty simple compared to other species. Just to give you an idea, I have incubated carpet pythons. Or eggs. Not incubated the actual carpet pythons. The incubated carpet python eggs, green tree python eggs, quite a few different animals or species. And ball pythons are kind of set it and forget it. So they are very beginner, very basic. Set up the incubator once and let it go. So if you've never done it before, some basics that you want to know are optimal temperature range for inside the incubator is 88 to 90 degrees. I usually run mine at 89. And then I think what some people don't realize is controlling the humidity is actually a big factor as well. I recommend, if you can, control the humidity between 90 and 95%. Too dry, you get the shriveled, hardened eggs. Too wet, you introduce mold. And mold's not fun. Mold will ruin clutches. If you do run into mold, a good tip is keeping a little bottle of talcum powder by the incubator. And when you start seeing the mold happening, just do a little sprinkle, and it'll stop that mold and help that egg make it all the way to where you want it to be. So I have put a Govee, little mini Govee temperature and humidity sensor inside with the eggs before to see how the temperature and the humidity is going. And so a lot of people just put them right into the incubator, which is great. But I also want to know what the humidity is as well. And you can't get that in the incubator if you have all the clutches sealed off with the press and seal in their little tubs. So get to know your temperatures and humidities, and keep them consistent and keep them within those ranges, and you should have some pretty decent outcomes. What up, James? All right. First off, distinguishing fertile versus non-fertile eggs. Slugs. They happen. It's very sad. It's very disappointing. Gone all year long, feeding and pairing and all your fun stuff, and then you find your girl on a pile of eggs and there are slugs. You don't know what slugs look like. They don't look like an egg. So that's what they're discolored, orange, typically smaller, harder, not so much fun, right? Unfortunately, they're never going to make it. Toss them. Record how many eggs you have in a clutch that are viable and how many are slugs, so that you can keep track of that for the female for her lifespan for breeding cycles. It's good to know that she's having better odds as she grows. Maybe sometimes you get a younger female that she'll throw half the clutch is slugs, half the clutch is viable, and then the following year, it's all viable, whatever. But keep records of all that stuff. That's a
if it's your first year and you get your first clutch and you're saying, Trevor, but they're round, they look like eggs. They're going to be like a tannish, yellowish, orangish color. They're also going to be hard.
Yeah.
And probably the next part of checking for egg viability that you'll talk about is you candle the egg and you will see veins, which will all converge into, you'll see a little embryo in there that kind of wiggles around. If you cannot see through it, it feels hard, that is likely a slug. And that's just for all the people that haven't had a clutch yet, may get unlucky and get a clutch full of slugs and may not know any better, because occasionally you'll see somebody post like, hey, she just laid, these are all good, and you're looking at them going like, those are all slugs.
All slugs.
So they will look like oblong, white, pearly, little bit squishy, leathery eggs. They won't be hard. They won't be a yellowish, orangey color. You'll see veins in them. You'll see the embryo. And the second bad thing that can happen is you candle them and there are no veins.
Right.
That's definitely happened to me.
Yeah. I've definitely had clutches that have had some eggs that didn't have veins, and then the rest of the clutch was fine. But it's also, it's not just brand new females that can slug out. I acquired a collection, and I acquired a 4,500 gram pinstripe girl. She was a big girl, big girl, and she was overweight. And she slugged out on me 10 eggs one year, 11 eggs the next year. The entire clutches slugged out. And I put her on a diet, and I got her down to 3,500 grams. And the following year, she gave me 9 viable eggs. So it kind of happened the other way around. And she had been a proven breeder. She had many clutches for a friend of mine. And she was just a little on the chunky side, so I used her to make bright, beautiful banana calico pinstripe babies for show animals.
Nice.
And now she is just fine. So you can go the other way as well.
The other possibility is whatever your pairing is might just not be a good pairing. Your male could be, the male and female together just have something wrong. And it might not be like, the common thing you think of where it's like a certain gene that just doesn't work with a certain gene. It could just be that there's some gene somewhere that's just not compatible with each other, and she ends up slugging out. You pair her to somebody else and she's fine.
Right. Over on Instagram, I want to welcome Stuart, Professor Pythons, Rosalie Reptiles, Husbandry Pro, and Low Life Exotics.
Hello, everyone.
If you guys are on Instagram, Instagram's about 10-second delay compared to YouTube, so you can also always jump over onto YouTube at Breeder Underground. So, cool. So those are some basic things to look for. Let's talk about the actual incubators. So there's lots of different incubators available. You can buy them pre-made. I have a really old school Avery incubator that is like rock solid. It's been great for me. It only holds, I think, 16 clutches. So it's a smaller guy, but it's awesome. It's got the controls built into it, fans built into it, and all that. And then I also have the large 6-foot sea serpents incubator as well. You can go a lot of different routes. I know there are a lot of DIY options out there as well. Josh has a Red Bull incubator that he built out himself, which is absolutely awesome. The biggest thing to know about doing the DIYs is just make sure that you test all the different corners for heat. Make sure it's evenly spreading heat. You got your fan circulating air, and it's good and sealed, right? So I had a friend that did a DIY. He did not have a fan in there, and it was not very sealed at all. And he got his first clutch, put it in there, and he was very disappointed. Unfortunately, he was so happy about getting his first clutch, and it didn't work out so well. So
yeah, I guess mine isn't quite a DIY; it's more a conversion than anything. But yeah, it's a Red Bull cooler from a liquor store. It holds about 10 clutches. Again, just check everything. I have two big 6-inch fans on the bottom blowing up, and I put a piece of aluminum on the top that's curved, so that way it blows up, disperses, and then goes back down, and it just cycles through the whole thing to keep the temperature consistent.
Nice.
Like Danny said, Red Dragon Exotics here in YouTube chat. I have 1 6-quart container in the bottom that I just fill with distilled water to keep the humidity up, and I just use 6-quart shoe boxes. Keep it at about 88.5 to 89 degrees. And it's sealed. It's good. Haven't had any issues other than the fact that I just think I need a bigger incubator. Like if everything's spaced out, I don't have a problem. But for me, like everything came at the same time, and it was like, shit, if I get another clutch, I'm screwed. Yeah.
Sweet. Monitoring tools. There's thermometers and hygrometers out there, obviously, with digital probes and analog and all that kind of good stuff. I do think it's good to have. Not only do you have a probe or a thermostat that's controlling your incubator, I think it's also good to have a separate thermometer, hygrometer in there just in case something is going on with your thermostat or that probe, or something gets shifted, or whatever. So you have a backup. I always believe in backups for everything. In fact, so much so that my incubator is plugged into a solar generator that is plugged into the wall. I have a EcoFlow, nice expensive EcoFlow solar generator that works as a battery backup, right? So if the power on my house went out for some reason, that incubator would run for another 24 hours before it would run out of power as well. It's not cheapest, but I think it's pretty vital to have something like that just in case. My house is powered by solar and electricity because I use more than the amount of solar panels that I have on my house. I can't fit any more solar panels on my house, and so I maxed out that system. And then obviously I still have the normal electric company, right? So I wanted to give another backup to that as well. So
for incubators, though, we still have the true DIY stuff, which is like the igloo, like converting an igloo.
there you
go. And then you have the professional stuff like the Wilbanks incubator or the Sea Serpents one.
Right.
It's something custom built, just like your rack for incubation.
And then on top of that, you can go even bigger and go like Justin or some of these other guys where converted an entire room or closet into an incubator as well. Just as long as you're controlling temperature and humidity, As long as it's sealed, you can do whatever you wanted. Good to know. Substrate. What do you use for substrate, Josh?
I use Orbeez.
Orbeez.
I use water beads. I've used vermiculite. I think it works fine. I'm sure perlite is about the same. I just didn't like, vermiculite has that like flaky stuff on it that then you're sitting there bathing hatchlings constantly. It's more expensive. The Orbeez 2 you can clean and dry out and reuse. Super convenient. I don't have to worry about I don't really worry about humidity issues with them. I can see if the balls are drying out or not.
There you go.
So I think they're great.
Love it. I use a mix of vermiculite and perlite. I also have used just straight water, and I know people that have used very, very wet, damp cocoa. So there's lots of different ways to go. As long as you are monitoring that humidity inside the tub, doesn't really matter.
Do you use a tray, or
do you use a tray? I use Dragon Hatch trays, which are sometimes tough to get a hold of, or at least they were when I was buying them. There was one distributor in the U.S. and he was not super responsive, but I think I paid him and I didn't get the trays for like 8 weeks or something like that. And he was only like the next state over too. So I do have the Dragon Hatch trays. What do you use, Josh? Do you use trays?
I use trays. I was using Easy Hatch trays. I bought like 6 of them from Colorado Cold Bloods when they had them. And I think they ran into a distribution issue because they haven't had them for a while. I don't know if they've resolved that or not, but I've actually been 3D printing trays when I've needed them. So that is a route you can go. They work great. There are definitely some changes I need to make. So being a Red Bull cooler, the shelf isn't straight. It's kind of tilted a little bit so the drinks drop forward. Like if you're in a convenience store, grab a Red Bull, they kind of slide forward.
Yeah.
So either I need to change it so it's straight, or I just need to remodel and print the egg trays because they're flat. So if it's tilted, there's not enough basket for the egg to sit compared to like Easy Hatch or Dragon trays. Yes. So I'm just gonna, when I have time, remodel and reprint a bunch.
Nice.
And then who knows? Maybe I'll bring them to shows to sell.
There you go.
I figured it out.
Start blowing up Josh and make him more trays and sell trays.
Not yet though, because I don't have time to remodel them.
Great. As much as you want to open those incubators and check on eggs, don't do it. Don't do it. Set them and forget them. I typically don't start checking until like day 50, and I'm really just checking to see if any of them are looking like they're going bad or something like that. But I just set a reminder in my phone for 54 days. I typically have a pip, 1 pip by 53 or 54, and then I wait for 2 pips before I cut eggs. I do cut eggs. I've had issues in the past where the umbilical cord is wrapped around the animal and then you get a kinked back. And so if I would have cut that early enough, then and moved that out of the way, I wouldn't have had the kinked back. So I do cut eggs. So I just set the old timer on the phone for 54 days, and then I check them at that point for the pips, and then I do the cuts after 2 of them have pipped. So that's how I go about it.
Yep. I'm actually pretty close to you, so I usually set my tag for 56 days from the time the animal lays, but they generally I have a pip or two 53, 54 days. And then once I have 2 pips, I'll cut the clutch just to make sure. Um, the one thing I do is about halfway through, I just rotate the bin inside the incubator.
Mm.
Just like, I mean, I already set up the fans. I know it's pretty consistent in there, but still, I don't know. Maybe I'm just paranoid. I just rotate them, and then usually about a week before, so like day somewhere between 48 and 50, I usually burp the press and seal.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. Do you mark your eggs?
Yeah.
Nice.
When I candle them, I'll just put a little dot with a Sharpie where the embryo is and make sure that's facing up when I put them in.
There you go.
Jumping back to uh, gauges.
Cages. Yeah.
So I use Govee stuff in my room. So my heater, humidifier, and my sensors are all Govee, and they have an app that you can just put on your phone, and you can name everything. So like my humidifier, I have set in the room. My heater, when it was plugged in, when it wasn't tripping my breaker, was plugged in and set to my sensor. And then I had sensors around the room, and then 2 in the incubator, one on the top shelf, one on the bottom shelf. And so I could always see where everything was. I don't know if there's another brand that has the app and everything. I've had a few sensors go bad here and there with Govee, but the ones that work still work, and I've had a lot of them for 3 years now.
Yeah.
So it's just super handy to have it all on your phone. I also know that they make outlet covers that you can put on your outlets, that if there's something wrong, you can control the outlet from your phone and just turn off the power. So super handy on your thermostats. Like if you see something getting super hot, just turn it off.
Yeah, Govee's great. You just replace the battery. I've had them for a lot longer than 3 years, and they're great. They especially compared to some of the other brands that I've gone through and tried. That I'll look at, because I have Govees all around the room too, and I've had them around the room, and then I'll look at 2 or 3 Govees, and then I'll look at a different brand and be like, that's way off. So what's going on there?
I guess that's another thing is you have the probe, you have your thermostat, you have your Govees. Doesn't mean don't get a heat gun.
Yes.
Get a heat gun, double check, like triple check everything.
For sure. Heat guns are great. All right. So after hatching, or hatching preparation, let's say, the eggs swell. You can start seeing them dimple a little bit, and then you'll know it's about go time, right? Once they pip, what do you do? Do the cut after the 2?
So if I see 2 that have pipped, I take it out. I'll pull the press and seal off completely, because usually that week before I burp the corner. And sometimes I'll leave the press and seal a little uncovered just on the corner.
Gotcha.
Because I know it's going to happen soon, right? And I know my incubator with the bin in the bottom with the reservoir of water, that thing stays 90% humidity inside the incubator. So
all the time.
I'm not worried about that. So I take them out. I take the eggs, I roll the top a little bit. and then I'll slice. I mean, you can watch Billy's video.
Yeah.
I pretty much do what Billy does.
Okay.
That's kind of the videos that I watched when I first started when I had my first clutch and I needed to cut it.
There you
Big ass scissors.
go.
So and it depends, right? If it's one of the eggs that's pipped and its head is sticking out, I'll just boop it on the nose. It'll go back into the egg. Then I'll make sure that when I put in one of the blades of the scissors, it's like I'm pulling it up against the top of the egg, so I'm not going to get caught on anything.
Okay.
And then I just snip it across.
Gotcha.
I don't do the big loop around. Like I just put a little slit because I'm not making videos to show people what I got. I mean, I'll glance in there, but like I'll just wait till they come out for that. If it's something that has not cut or pipped or anything, I do the roll on top and then just a little slit across the top. I wish I had a scissors here. But it like I'm not like jamming the scissors in. I'm just, if this is the egg and this is the roll that I do at the top, I'm just cutting barely along the top just to make a little slit.
Gotcha. Cool. I do the same thing. I don't do the burping. I just cut them, and after two have pipped, and then I replace the press and seal, and then I give them about 3 days, and I'll go check them again. And in 3 days, usually they're all out of the eggs, and then I will remove all the eggshells, and I will leave them, put the press and seal back on, and I leave them in that same container, that same tub, until they have all shed out. I know some people will take them out and put them in their rack with like really wet paper towel or whatever to get the shed. I think that not only is it plenty of humidity in there, from 90 to 95% humidity, for them to shed, they rub on each other, and they use the easy hatch tray to they wedge themselves in the side between the easy hatch tray and the side of the tub to help them get the sheds off too. And then after they've all shed out, then they will finally get set up in their own separate tubs in the hatchling rack. So it usually takes about a week from them all coming out of the eggs, and then they all go into their own separate tubs in the hatchling rack. So that's just how I do it. That's how I've done it, always done it. So I'll continue.
So when I put them back in, I don't put the press and seal back on. I'll put the eggs back on the egg trays. When I see one has come out, I actually will transfer everything to a bin without the Orbeez. Just pick up the tray, move it into a new tray, put it back in. As they come out, I'll remove the eggs. And once they are all out, I'll remove the easy hatch tray and just do a wet paper towel. Depending on the clutch and the genes, it'll make me do different things. So like I know all the genes that are in this, like the 2 clutches that hatch this week, I know everything in these genes. I don't need to shed test anything. So I do not need to separate them.
Gotcha.
So they are still in the incubator. They will stay in the incubator till they shed. If it was a clutch where I was like, there's a bunch of stuff going on and I need to shed test these, I will transfer them to their own bins in the rack with wet paper towels. That way I have isolated them and I can get the sheds to send off. It just depends on the clutch, but it's worked both ways, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah. All right. We got a comment over on Instagram. Creator Reptiles says, same. I like to have a loose-fitting plastic top instead of press and seal once they have emerged and are breathing oxygen. Good deal. Good deal. Yep. Whatever works for you. That's the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing is like, and this is with anything, is there's 100 ways to skin a cat.
Yep.
Do what works for you as long as the health of the animals are not in jeopardy.
That's right.
And what works for me, even though you might do something similar, might not work for you because of where you live.
Yep. Environment.
You know, Denver tends to be drier.
Yep.
Which is why I use cocoa, and but not everybody does, and that's fine.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I don't use cocoa. I use paper towels, and I have a gigantic humidifier in the room that just keeps the entire room at 80 or 70% humidity. So, all right. Special genes that might need a separate incubator. Creator Reptile says, totally enjoying the live. You guys are great. Thanks, Creator.
Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah. So there are.
Pastel?
What?
You gonna start with black pastel?
Sure, we can. We all know that can be some incubation issues with some genes out there and some supers out there, and so I have recommended and found that like these super black pastel or the panda pieds, they have issues, right? If you run, and I got this tip from an old school breeder, if you have a separate incubator for these troublesome genes, and instead of running it at between 88 and 90 degrees, you run it closer to 86 degrees, which lengthens the amount of time that they incubate for, which is allowing more time for development in the egg, you will have less issues. Spiders another one. I think that the inner ear issue can develop more in the eggs if you run it at a lower temperature, and you won't have the inner ear issue as much, and so you can kind of combat that by having a separate incubator and running at a lower temperature and increasing that incubation period from, like, mine are typically 54 to 55 days. I've heard that if you can get them to like 60 days, you'll have better odds with doing it that way.
That doesn't mean go out and try to make a super spider. It doesn't work.
No, that doesn't work.
Talking about normal spider.
Yeah, exactly. So, yep, Red Dragon. I've done lower temperatures of incubation with spider and seen less wobble. It does work. There you go. Yep. So, that's actually originally why I have two incubators. It's because early on I was trying to do stuff like that with the two separate incubators. So try it if you have the ability to have two incubators and you're going for those genes, and you have other clutches that you want to keep at the 88 to 90 degree range. It works great to have two separate incubators for that, for sure. Maintain a backup system. Already did that. These animals are more hardy than you think as well. I will tell you personally, I picked up a collection that was about an hour away, and it was a process. There was 3.5 ARS racks, a ton of animals, incubator, a whole bunch of supplies. It was a 29-foot U-Haul. I believe it was a 29-foot U-Haul. Anyway, it was a was a whole day's process. And when I went to get all the animals, I did not know before I showed up that there was a clutch in the incubator. And obviously, the incubator couldn't be powered while it was on its hour drive home. So that was the last thing to go. And I put the clutch, the tub with the clutch in it, on the floor in the cab of the U-Haul and drove home the hour to drive home. All those eggs hatched just fine. It was a het zebra clutch, and I did not want to lose that at all, of course. And those, they did great. They hatched. Nothing happened. So, just from experience, I'm not saying go do that kind of stuff. Obviously, don't get crazy. But they are more hardy animals than you think. I think that people don't realize that. But if something does happen, like the power goes out or whatever, it happened to be a warm day in August, and here in Colorado that can be pretty warm. But don't freak out. Do your best and just assess any issues that may arise. But it's obviously not preferred to go that route. But this was a sticky situation where I picked up this collection, and there was a divorce going on and all kinds of fun stuff. And I had one day to pick up everything, so we made it happen. So
another thing I would tell people to consider is when you're planning your year and making your pairings, just like planning for space for hatchlings, plan for how many clutches are going to be in your incubator, and plan in a way where you're thinking about the worst case scenario. So if all your animals dropped at once, do you have enough room in your incubator for those clutches? So like that is something that I could have done better this year because I got really close. Like I don't think it's going to be an issue because things are now hatching and I'm cycling out, but like I was pretty much at capacity and was in a situation where it was like, okay, like maybe I have to buy an incubator instead of something else. And can I get it here quick?
Yeah.
So next year I definitely need to make sure that I have a larger incubator. So I need to roam around, find another Red Bull cooler.
There you go. Build one now.
Yeah, and for those out there that are like, man, these things are expensive. Those convenience store coolers, like you can find them dirt cheap, especially like if the compressor breaks, because you don't need the compressor.
No.
You can rip that thing out and you're good to go. And it cost me, I think, $120 in parts.
Yeah.
Between the powered fans, the thermostat, the heat tape, caulk to seal everything. I think I maybe spent $120 on everything.
There you go.
And the cooler was free. I found it on the side in front of someone's house. It said free, take it. It said free, take it. Compressor doesn't work. I'm like, I don't need the compressor. I'm taking it.
Perfect.
So
looks like over on Instagram, Roper Reptiles also just joined. And Carlos, what up? Elevated. Yo. Danny says, I'm so glad you said that. A lot of people do freak out about just how sensitive the species is. They are a lot tougher than most even know. This is so true. They are.
Yeah.
They are a lot tougher than. Obviously, you don't want to be going in and stressing out your animals or doing dumb shit, right?
But when I was a teenager, I had leopard geckos and corn snakes, and those were ball pythons are far more hardy than that.
They are.
That, and I have my daughter's damn oxalotl that takes more time than anything.
When's she gonna start? When's she gonna start taking care of it?
She's not. It's mine now.
It is yours. Yeah. We just had Infinite Reptiles and Rodents join also over on IG. Welcome. All right. So the key takeaways: incubation is a delicate, high-stakes phase. Small mistakes can mean the difference between a nice, good clutch and failure. So set yourself up for success. Have redundancies in place, and do your best. Obviously, especially if you're just starting.
There's also things you can't prevent.
There are.
No matter what you do.
It's true.
So don't beat yourself up about it either.
No. And if this is your first year or season of breeding and you happen to have some mishaps, don't let that discourage you and get you out of the hobby. It's unfortunately, there's a learning process to anything, right? So we want you to stick around, reach out to somebody around you that has a lot of experience, and ask questions, ask tips, and keep pushing through, because it's very, very sad. Right? It's very, very sad that it happens, yep. But it's also very sad when people get discouraged and they jump ship. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Proper temperature, humidity, handling and monitoring are critical to success. Patience. If it's your first year, every day your eyes are going to be glued to the front of that incubator. I know it. Mine were too. Exactly. Just have patience. It'll be a lot of fun at the end. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun for you at the end. But just let them do their thing. I think it's the same thing about plants for me. If I ever want to be successful with plants, I just water them and leave them the fuck alone, right? Because otherwise, you're just going to kill your plants. So do the same thing. Meticulous attention to detail.
There's one thing we didn't talk about.
Record keeping?
No.
Oh, what?
Maternal incubation.
Ah, yes. Maternal incubation. You know, I've seen more and more breeders trying it.
Yeah.
And that is essentially where you don't use an incubator and you just let mommy do the work.
Yep.
Right?
I think for a majority of breeders, our concern is mom has already been off food for a little bit, and you want to get her back on food as soon as possible, and not just for the sake of like breeding again for next year. Just like, you know, ball pythons can be skittish and picky, and it can take a while. Like I have one girl that was a super good eater up until she laid, and now she's super sporadic. Like maybe once a month she's eating.
Yeah.
And like she didn't eat for like 3 months after she laid, and she didn't eat for like 4 months beforehand. So like she went a good time without eating, and like she's starting to finally eat a little more consistently, but like, you know, I don't like, I think my concern more is just like getting her back on food as soon as possible. But yeah, like people are successful with it. Like Cusco is probably the social person that probably most people are familiar with that does maternal incubation.
Yeah. Keith said he just feeds frozen thawed while she's on the eggs.
Yeah. Well, I've had some girls that even have eaten through ovulation and didn't think they were going to lay eggs and then laid eggs.
Yeah.
So
everyone's different.
Yep.
That's one of the things about this too. Like, if don't get discouraged if something happens in year one. You got to think of this as a forever deal, right? So 1 year of mishaps is it's sad, but it's a learning experience if you're because you're going to be doing this forever, right? Like me personally, I'll never not be doing this, right? My kids are going to take my animals when I die. That's just going to be the bottom line, right? So, welcome Proxima, welcome Edge of Panic over on IG also.
Hello.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had. Oh shit, we're in an hour too.
Yep.
Oh, good times, good times. You guys in the comments have anything else over on IG, over on YouTube? Anybody? Okay. Show special. Rerun it again. For anybody at the end?
Do yours.
Okay. Mine is a male mocha arroyo. $100 plus shipping. Male mocha arroyo. That's the blushed out head. $100 plus shipping. That deal goes all the way through next Monday at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time, when the next show is. Creator, every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we have the show.
So I got a female, 150 grams fire double het dreamsicle, $100 plus shipping, and I actually have 2 of these.
There you go.
So again, till next week's show.
Till next week's show.
Hit me up on any social platform, Critical Hit Exotics.
And while you're at it, go check out the website.
The website, we got the free ball python market AI custom GPT. We have a Discord channel that we put together for people to chat. It's also where I'm troubleshooting issues with the custom GPT and trying to fix stuff. So if you do run into an issue, that's the place you should post it. That way I can fix it. Let's see. And then next week, what is next week?
I feel like I should know this.
Yeah, what are we doing? Oh, we're talking about the vet.
The vet, common issues and when to go in.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's talk about the vet.
Speaking of hardy animals.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So, all right, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great rest of the week.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We love the comments. Keep them coming. Tell all your friends. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.